A question here about one piece of advice that I would give a student who's having some extreme anxiety or difficulty, essentially with stress going on. I think all of us are dealing with this on one way or another. A lot of different advice here. I think, understanding your counseling center on campus or your academic advisors do more than just treat mental illness or schedule your classes or read term papers, but these are professionals who have some advice for you. So I think when we're giving advice to people, we want to make sure that we're really connected to what they need. I spend a lot of my time in New Orleans, and that means people ask me, Brian, what's the best restaurant in New Orleans? My first question back is, what kind of food do you like? So while I think there's some really easy things I could share related to stress and anxiety that would work, it has to match what that student's looking for. So just giving them some rote advice, like what you should do is make a pro and con list about why these things are good and these things are bad. You should keep a list of things that you should work through. Say if you have a task list, divide it up into 3 different portions. The first section is things you have to do today. The second section is things you have to do before Friday. And the last section is before the end of the semester. Like, that's good planning as you move forward. The problem is that might fall flat on the student's ears. So you want to make sure that when you're giving advice related to stress and anxiety, that the advice matches with what the student's looking for. And some of the best advice I can give, and this is from my humanist Rogerian counseling background, is that I do believe people have an internal weeble wobble. You'll have to Google that if you're old like me. This idea of returning to a true north. If we give people the correct environment of support, nurturance, listening, caring, unconditional positive regard, I'm channeling Rogers here, Carl Rogers, we can help them in that space. That people, I believe, truly have the ability to find their own internal balance, their sense of true north, if we create a space that they're able to do that in. So that would be my biggest advice, making sure that you're listening to the person and not rushing to a solution. And that for many students, simply being heard and understood about the anxiety and the frustrations they're dealing with can be healing in and of itself.